In today's video, I'm going to tell you who I think is going to get the vacant Renault cockpit now that Daniel Ricciardo has been confirmed to go to McLaren in 2021. They have two names have been linked with the vacant cockpit. One of them being Fernando Alonso making a return in 2021, and the other one being Sebastian Vettel. Given that Martin Brundle said that it's been suggested that Martin Brundle has said that Vettel is talking to at least one other team. Now let's start with let's start with Fernando Alonso first, shall we? What is the point of what's pointing towards him coming back? Well, he's supposedly already he's supposed to have already signed a pre-agreement with Renault, according to a number of Formula One news websites. If that is the case, then there's no chance of Sebastian Vettel. And one quote I found really interesting that I found on Dylan Shelley's Formula Word YouTube channel is he put a quote up from Fernando Alonso, which I'm gonna we put some news up about Fernando Alonso, which suggests that Liberty Media would supposedly agree to be willing to pay a good part of Fernando Alonso's salary if Renault do decide to bring Fernando to sign Fernando in 2021. Now, I personally think that would be a bit out of order, because that would mean that the owner of Formula One would actually influence the driver lineup. So I'm not a great fan of that. If that is indeed the case, because I personally think Sebastian Vettel would be a better option, because I think he has got more. He would be willing to. He would be a lot more diplomatic, shall I say, as I mentioned in the unplanned chat video I did with Mike from F1 Fanatics a couple of days ago. I don't think Fernando has got the diplomacy skills to be diplomatic, and I think there would be fireworks. Whereas I think Sebastian Vettel would be a lot calmer. Plus the fact there is the fact of age. I mean, I do think that Fernando would be 39 by the time he would come back into Formula One, whereas Sebastian Vettel is only 32. So I think from that point of view, I think Renault would be a lot better off signing Sebastian Vettel. And the last point is that it would be Fernando Alonso's third stint at the team, and I don't think that would be a good idea either. I think Fernando Alonso has had his time in Formula One, as I've mentioned many times before, and I think he should concentrate on winning the Indy 500 so that he can get his the unofficial triple crown, which is an unofficial goal that in motorsport that only one person, the late Graham Hill, has achieved. He would only be the second person to do that. So I think Fernando should not return to Formula One, and therefore, if Sebastian wants it, I think Renault should give him the cockpit vacated by Daniel Ricciardo. I think that would be Vettel's last team, even if it's just for like 2 years or something. You know what I mean? One has to bear in mind. I'm not too sure whether Renault are even gonna survive. Because they're not as financially stable, I think, and there have been rumors about them actually being in Formula One because they haven't had the success that they want to have. So I think that they might pull out, especially now with this pandemic going down. But and they're nowhere near championship winning ability. So that's another point that points against signing Fernando Alonso, because Fernando Alonso has always claimed that he would only come back if he could fight for another championship, and I do not believe that Renault is in a position to do so. But anyway, this is just what I think. Let me know what your opinions. Cheers for watching, guys. If you haven't already, do feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. We are hammering towards the 1,000 subscribers, the 1,000 subscriber mark. So I'm really grateful for everybody that subscribes, everybody that leaves a comment, and everybody that leaves a like. Really appreciate it. Even though I did get a lot of stick for my Carlos Sainz to Ferrari video. Everybody said, a lot of people said that it was fake news, and I shouldn't have published it. But about 12 hours after I published it, it was all over the news. So I felt vindicated then. But cheers for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Bye.